Hello and welcome back to Personal Code of Conduct. I am Dio, and this week I'll be joined with somebody. Today we're talking about xianxia novels. I was going to say wuxia novels, then I realized that wuxia novels are a whole other thing. So yeah, that's what we're talking about today, xianxia novels. Joining me today is Timi. Yes, let's just introduce him as Timi. You don't need to know the rest of his life story. So, hello Timi.
Are you serious? It's only Timi. You're not going to say things like, it's Timi, he was born when the stars aligned and, he has a particular talent for this and that. He does this, he does that, just a little hype. People will not be connected to me. You are just saying just Timi. It's fine. It's your podcast. It's fine. It's
okay.
Cool.
So Timi.
It's fine.
So we're beginning with, how did you start reading xianxia novels? Like, what was first one you ever read, and how did you get to that side?
Okay, counter question. What is xianxia to begin with?
Oh, okay.
What is xianxia?
Okay, I had one random, very horribly edited podcast with horrible audio where I did the whole what is xianxia and everything. I got a lot of views, a lot of listens for that podcast, but I was just like, fuck, I'm not going to get any returning listeners because the audio is so bad. So let's start with what is xianxia. I feel xianxia, I just refer to xianxia as, for me personally, I just refer to it as Eastern high fantasy. It's just high fantasy with if wuxia skills, I feel the way I think about xianxia in the way of there is actual sects and Shaolin masters in China. Then from that, there's fantasy stories about them with a certain level of powers, not too crazy. That is wuxia. Then now, if you now add world-destroying powers to wuxia, that is xianxia. Now, there's something else, because we'll probably cover it here too. I can't pronounce the other one, xianhu. I can't know it's not particularly based. Xianxia is strictly a cultivation system that has its roots in either Taoism or Buddhism, whatever religious sect that is very popular in China. That is what xianxia is. But the other one, xianhu, can even include Western fantasy elements. It can include mashup sci-fi with it. It's just fantasy in general of Eastern origin. But xianxia, for it to be xianxia, it has to have a cultivation backstory.
So basically, wuxia, xianxia, and xianhu are either differentiated based on the region that it covers most of the time. If it's mostly East-based, it's going to be either wuxia or xianxia. If it encompasses more than that, it's now xianhu. Wuxia is sort of limited in power scale, whereas xianxia is now where you have immortality, raising the dead, tearing wormholes to another world, and all of that.
And it's the earlier xianxias, especially some older ones, the first ones I read, they were heavily based on mythos. Literally, they even brought characters from mythos, and the newer ones, even though it's cultivation based, they don't necessarily use characters from Chinese mythology.
The first xianxia I read was Desolate Era.
Oh, join the call.
Everybody
should
have at least gone through the Desolate Era phase and then stopped after it got too
I finished it
cumbersome.
actually.
You finished it?
Yes.
Bravo to you. Even if they pay me, I will not go back. I've tried for the book. I've actually really tried for the book. It took months of my life because there was just so many chapters.
But now that you've read more, you know that it doesn't really have that much. I don't remember the name. I eat something. IET. I don't know. I eat tomatoes. That's his writer's name. You notice that IET books are actually not that long. Yeah. Now that you've seen more xianxia novels, you notice that IET books are not that long actually.
Actually, most xianxia novels, the minimum is 1,000 chapters. Minimum.
But Stellar Transformation didn't reach 1,000.
He did not. I think I even started. I think I even started Stellar Transformations too, but I've forgotten what it's all about now. As I am now, they are ongoing. But the only one that is above 1,000 is Mech Touch. And that one has already completely ruined my life. I don't know how I will divorce myself from this stupid novel because I don't even understand again. I don't even understand. You know how the novel will give you an idea of what the end should be like? when you've reached the end of the martial part, where you are the strongest in the world, and all of those things like that. There are some books like Age of Adepts that I read one time. It's like the rip-off of Warlock of the Magus World, but Age of Adepts now has its own elements to the whole thing, and it's just as great. Age of Adepts, by 500 chapters, this boy had barely reached anywhere. He was not even close to the end goal.
But then again, how was the length of the chapters? How was the length of the chapters? Like
the chapters, I'm not even sure again. The only book I've ever read that I was so sure that these chapters were short that I did not even need to start counting or doing anything to know. It was this multi-gene something like that. I'll just come 2 minutes, I'm at the end. I'm like, I know I read fast, but what's going on now? Okay. When a chapter is informative and you felt like, okay, this is time well spent. You get, because something has been added to your imaginative repertoire, and you just read 1-2 minutes something, get out there, you're a shitter. Anyways, so I started with Desolate Era, and I really liked it. I think the reason I like xianxia novels is, one, they give me fuel for my imagination. I do not sleep and wake up without something going on in my head. I don't know why. I hope this is common for everybody else.
It's common for at least me, but not, I won't say for everybody else.
Okay, let's just, because I got really worried about it sometimes, because my daydreams could be really active sometimes.
Very, very vivid.
Like,
do you have background music to your daydreams?
Background music to my daydreams? No, but I do have explosions. I remember the explosions.
You need background music. It takes it to a whole other level. You need background music.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, there was one time I watched a YouTube video about a fight where there was no background music, and then the same fight with background music, and then it just clicked in my head. This is absolutely what was needed, because you cannot be moving at high speeds and then there's not some rad-ass rock music in the background that's just giving your body vibrations.
Let me guess, you watch a lot of AMVs.
What is
AMVs? Anime music videos.
Oh no.
You should.
Anything K-pop?
No.
K-pop,
it's not K-pop. Like with imagine Naruto fight and they put like awesome rock music in the background, or like edits of like your favorite that's what they call AMVs.
The moment I see all those things on TikTok, I used to just quietly go and follow them. Please give me more of this. This is what I'm
I think YouTube is the best place to watch them, not TikTok. TikTok is YouTube, just ruining your life.
TikTok, I and TikTok, we have a love-hate relationship.
But let's not go off for it. So we're talking about now, with how far you've come in xianxia novels, would you say that if you didn't start with Desolate Era, would you have like...
What? Would I have what?
Like, imagine if you started with Martial God Asura and not Desolate Era, would you have continued?
Yes, I would have continued. I don't think the novel you start with is what really defines... I think the reason I even started looking for web novels was because I was reading this manga. I started with manga first, like...
Name guess was Duolo Dalu.
No, never Duolo Dalu. Duolo Dalu was weird. I actually thought Duolo Dalu's original form was in the manga itself. I never knew that he had a light novel. But there was this Kuro Desuga. This I'm also inspired at.
Do you know what? I didn't even. Okay. I first started with xianxia novels before I even started reading Japanese light novels.
So the manga was so great. I loved it so much, and there weren't enough chapters. And then I was just trying to see if maybe and I noticed that some websites were faster than others. So I just went to type it on Google one time like this, and then it came up and it brought me to the
novel updates,
to the light novel place. Hey, novel updates. Everybody starts with novel updates, and novel updates was just wide, and it was just so plentiful. And I wanted to find out where I stopped in the manga and the novel update, but it was weird. I couldn't really figure it out. So I just went to popular rankings and I saw Desolate Era like that, and I just clicked on it. I was like, what am I going to see? And that, my friend, is how they say the whole thing starts. Once you start watching Desolate Era like this, once I started reading Desolate Era like this, there was really nothing else for me. I was lost in it. Now, there's no day I did not read one form of web novel or the other. I mean, it's crazy.
Like in my case, I started with I was looking for like I don't know. I remember vividly in year 2. It was year 2 like because I was reading a lot of AO3. I was reading a lot of like manga. So year 3, I remember vividly because it was when I started using Moremi Wi-Fi. Like Upper Mini just gave me like I don't know. All of a sudden my MTN data did not fit. So I just kept on reading manga, reading a lot of manga. Then I stumbled across like Dolo Daru. I don't like. I'm very sure like if the current me was like open because I read a lot of like xianxia style, a lot of another world style, a lot of Korean transmutation story. If I were to read Joe Daru as my current self, I probably would not be impressed. But then I was like, really
obviously. You see, the first web novel you read is always going to blow your mind.
I swear.
But just like anime, once you are now experiencing what it could really bring, you are no longer impressed all that much.
Yeah. Because you can always be like, oh, this person is not particularly imaginative. That's why a lot of people are always like, a lot of like anime snobs are always like, people who genuinely think Naruto is their favorite are always like, oh, you haven't watched enough anime. And I'm just like, I think Naruto is valid enough to be somebody's favorite anime, even though it's based on their childhood nostalgia. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that Naruto subject, I don't know. I feel like it's just nostalgia that makes people say it's their best because
I know, honestly, but it's like it's completely the nostalgia, like the memories that was there, like when they had it. Because I remember somebody telling me, I was like, he remembers vividly when Pain died. I mean, who died again? Was it Jiraiya or somebody? Somebody died, and like, he was on the way to his cousin's house, and that was the moment because he watched it before his cousin. So that was the first thing he remembers vividly, telling his cousin that so and so character has died. So it's those like moments associated with it, or like somebody's memory is like giving all his money to those evil boys to give you season 30 of Naruto.
Honestly, I remember going to buy Naruto CDs, and then I remember the first time I bought Naruto CDs. The reason I liked it a lot was because of the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, nine-tailed tailed beast that they put on the cover. We went there to buy Power Rangers, but that's what we picked. And that was the first time, me and Tomiwa, my sister, that was the first time the two of us were introduced to anime, and we fucking loved it. We loved it. And it wasn't in English, but we still loved it. We fucking loved it. It was absolutely amazing. It was great that even the parents couldn't understand what was going on. The only problem is when they start doing their transformations and they're looking weird and people who are having tattoos on their neck and, cross seals and all of that. And then your parents decide to come in and be like, isn't this a demonic show? And then, oh my God. Really,
we'd probably have a whole other discussion about anime because my first time I didn't even know I was watching anime. I didn't know I'd watch it because a lot of my experience with anime was dubbed, like them Yu-Gi-Oh, them Digimon, Pokemon, a ton of them. I didn't even know I was watching. I just assumed all cartoons came from America, so that's like a whole other topic in itself. So going back to Desolate Era. So personally, I think if I started, because I couldn't even make it through up to like 200 chapters of MG, I'm very certain that if I had, if I had started with Martial God Asura, I wouldn't be this deep into xianxia novels. Because like first chapter, you're castrating somebody, Torikini, like, okay, not first chapter, like first arc. It was off-putting, but I think mostly because a lot of my personality has been formed like pre me being into xianxia novels. Like impressionable child me might have been okay with that, but like the fact that I already know that personally I do not like racism in my work. I do not like to a certain level. There's a certain level it's unfortunate for mistakes, but like reading a lot of foreign media, you unfortunately tolerate a tiny bit of racism in media.
Honestly, there was this I've forgotten the name of.
And also I detest nationalism.
Exactly, that nationalism. Chinese people, you will always know when it's a Chinese person because one, they will always mention China in every single chapter.
No, I think one time somebody was talking about, that's why I felt like it's been off-world, completely nothing to do. I don't like reading stuff set in modern setting unless it is josei or shoujo. That's why I noticed like a lot of things like nationalism is not often mentioned in works targeted towards women. But like I noticed the more violent, the more abusive, the more rapist like the work is, the more likely they're going to be very nationalistic. Not that it's about like how I explain. People, based on what I've been seeing on forums and everything, people do it to get away from censors. So if you like, for example, if you're writing people who are writing a ton of BL, they try to be very nationalistic because, like, obviously you're already writing something that is against the censors. So you're going to write like nationalistic stuff. So they'll be like, well, we'll live with it. So when you're writing stuff that is very violent and crass and very rapey, like people often try to write like a lot of nationalism into it, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this for writing? But like they do it to get away from censors, to show that yes, we are nasty. I'm a nasty, horrible writer. But look at me, I love my country. Ignore that part.
Honestly, it can be like sometimes it's subtle.
Even Koreans are starting to do that rubbish, and it's kind of. But I noticed it's mostly in works targeted towards young men.
Well, I think so because they were all action based. It was all male protagonists. There was one time this guy bought like a spaceship. He bought a spaceship, okay, and then the ship AI was a normal Western woman, and the way he put it there, that this Western woman was something not fine, not beautiful, and then he quickly changed it to a Chinese standard of beauty, something. It just rubbed me the wrong way. I was just
No, somebody was even like, there's a lot of stuff on Weibo where people are always like, racism towards Caucasian is at an all-time high. Like sometimes I'm wondering, like, when I see like the whole concept of racism in the Western like hemisphere, I'm just like, you do realize that your age of influence is disappearing. These are the new crazies, and they are going to be crazy towards you as well.
Honestly, if we make a mistake and let China become the hegemon of the world, we will
I pity yourself. Oh my god.
Please let America just stay with their nonsense. I beg. It's too much. Kilo day. It's too much. All of us will eat the breakfast, whether you are white or you are black.
Yeah, even like if you like the Vietnamese, be from the neighboring country.
Vietnamese. If you not do mistake and you are Japanese,
oh god.
They will show you fucking pepper.
I think it's like
I still don't understand how Japan invaded China because I don't even understand again.
No, they've tried several times in history now. Like,
is it that small island?
No, there's one thing that I noticed, because the problem with the thing is that I've noticed that when China gets too powerful, they get too proud. And once they get too proud, they start behaving anyhow. And they'll now rub people the wrong way. And the inside will not be too corrupt, so it'll be easy to take down from the outside. Like, the biggest problem is arrogance and corruption. That is always happening. Every time their empire gets too big, they get too arrogant and they get too corrupt. Like the time how the British took Hong Kong from them, they went and insulted the Queen of England. They were saying Britain is just a small island with small technology and they're thinking they're important. They insulted that how can they let a woman lead them and all that kind of bullshit, and British people went to go and fuck them up. Like, you know that your inside is very corrupt. Like, just because, like, you know that, like, the same way Nigeria is and how we used to act with, like, smaller countries. Like, I'm very sure if Benin Republic, the whole of Benin Republic, people decide to join together and say they want to invade Nigeria, they will win.
Honestly, we would lose. If Ghanaians put their heads to it,
Ghana is far away from us. It's Niger that we need to worry about. Niger and Mali.
Ghana is our neighbor now.
They are not our neighbor. They are like 3 countries away from us.
Ghana is our neighbor.
They are not our neighbor.
I think we are sharing border with Ghana.
Which secondary school did you go to?
Wait, I will confirm now.
Ghana is not our neighbor. They are 3 countries away.
I said I will confirm now. You continue to talk about Zambia.
The reason why we're family with them is because they speak a lot of English.
Oh, you don't worry.
Okay, basically.
You don't. Okay.
So, what are the most common tropes in xianxia? The ones you like and the ones you hate?
Okay, Benin and Togo is okay, fine. Anyways,
wait, is Ivory Coast after Ghana or before Ghana?
Ivory Coast is not on this map I'm seeing here. There's Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire. then Burkina Faso on top.
Cote d'Ivoire is Ivory Coast, man.
Why did not call it Ivory Coast?
I'm disrespecting their freedom. Sorry, I know it's Cote d'Ivoire and they insist to be called Cote d'Ivoire, but like when you're watching a lot of English medium and they know that they insist to be called Cote d'Ivoire, they just don't want to because they're assholes. And unfortunately, they are assholishness spread to me.
Can you imagine? Anyway, what is the name of what were we talking? We were talking about why we do not. I do not like some certain tropes.
Not like the tropes you like and the tropes you don't like. Which ones do you? Yeah. Let's start with the ones you don't like.
The ones I like. First of all, one, there has to be adventure. You know, it's fine when people have laid down your path to you, but once you start going outside that predefined path, that's when I start liking it. Things have to be new. Things have to be exciting. You have to be doing something that people have either
never
not thought
before.
of, or you are innovating. You are doing research. You are using talismans to fight in ways talismans were never meant to be used to fight. You are using. There was only 12 level of foundations for body template before, but you've now reached 13th, and it gives you a leg up or something like that. And for every stage, you've now decided that you will find something else, and you will use that something to, move in ways. I like it when things you are not completely used to will not come up. Like,
yeah, I like it when they don't depend too heavily on their legacy.
Exactly. Like there was this novel I was reading, and this guy was like the son of the clan master and as usual. The moment I saw that thing, I was already getting annoyed because I know what will happen next. One useless level of bullying. One useless it's the clan members, the people you call family that start doing. You are trapped.
And then there's one thing I don't understand. What is the obsession with your family hate you? Like Chinese Xianxia novels in general, Xianxia books, even Korean web novels, they have this like village people. Your village people don't like you mentality.
No, I feel like they feel like if you get to a level where you are now all rich and powerful, your clan as a whole is rich and powerful, and you now want to stay in that position of power. The internal competition, some elders will not look away just to make sure that the next generation are hardened go-getters that will do anything to stay on top.
But I don't know, but why is it that almost everybody, their family hates them? Is that if your family loves you, they're dead. If they didn't love you,
or it's only your immediate family that will love you.
Even then, they're like, okay. Yeah, everybody always has. All your uncles must hate you. All your father's second wives. Yeah, like your father's women will be horrible people.
They would have poisoned you since. They would have poisoned you since you'd have died long. Because you'll now be competing with our son for the position of clan head. They will kill you. Or one of us, or somehow you get ambushed. It's always that ambushed and crippled thing they always use it.
Okay, I don't remember. There's the one where he lost his eyesight or something. They always start so good. Like the character is always so like reasonable and everything. And I like the fact, but the thing is that the character is only as smart as the writer. Have you noticed when you want?
Honestly,
the character is only as
he's only as smart as the writer.
No.
One thing I have to learn is that the character is a 2D character, and the author is supposed to be the 3D character that is pulling the strings. But sometimes some of these plots don't used to make sense for life, honestly.
Especially when they cannot write, what's the word? They cannot write like the process of enlightenment. And I'm just like, isn't this Baba that doesn't have sense that's going to be enlightening, that things that you'll be understanding talismans and codex that people don't understand? I can believe that Hanli didn't understood something. I can believe Hanli was the one that created something. I was able to comprehend something new or whatever. But I cannot believe that. Okay. I cannot believe that. Who is the main character? I can't remember that by guy. I can't believe that the MC in a Will Eternal or MBA is capable of understanding anything that requires great enlightenment.
A Will Eternal, I like the way A Will Eternal just made the whole thing funny and light-hearted, even though it was like really serious and everything. The A Will Eternal guy, the way the MC looked like to me, he just had immense talent and lots of fucking
luck.
Luck.
And they were very honest that this person is not very bright. He's just really
not bright at all. He does not have a lick of sense. Absolutely no sense. But destiny is destiny. Destiny will destinate. Potato will potate. Nothing can stop you. The idiot was just sharp moving forward. He will come and fight him. He will beat you. He will go. You are always just a stepping stone to him. And we enjoy the ride. You know, every time now,
and it wasn't even very long. Like, I think
if it comes out now, I will still read it. And I will enjoy it. Exactly. That's a timeless classic.
I kept on, and one problem I have with like the author of I Shall Still Be Heaven, Willie Tanner and Renegade Immortal is that his plot lines are always like good for, like awesome for like the first 1,500 chapters. Let's give him 1,500. But like once he goes beyond that, it's rubbish and nonsense. Baba is right. That last 300 chapters.
I feel like it gets tiring for them at some point.
Yes. But like because the money now, the money of the adverts, the money of the ticket.
The money is much. Because there's this web novel. I don't think they pay them on advert or anything like that. The way they pay them is probably different. Because you just come, the author will just say, I'm having burnout, so this story is not going the way I like it. So I'm going to be stopping.
Is it Tales of Gods and Demons?
No, it's not. Oh, Tales of Gods and Demons. They did that too.
Yeah, the author literally has the history of stopping novels.
Can you imagine? You start something great, everybody will enjoy it. Like this one, I was reading Sanguine Paradise. The guy can control blood. He evolved from a mosquito to one super powerful.
Oh, and you know, I also like MCs that are not human because, like, you know how they find a way to make sure that the word human basically means Chinese. I like it when the MCs are not human at all. So we know that there's none of this going to be this humanism bullshit. There's none of going to be this national, because the MC has no relationship with us at all.
He's going to kill and eat everybody equally. He's an equal opportunity predator. You know, he does not discriminate. No discrimination among cannibals. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. It's always enjoyable.
But then again, I hate this fact when I want to do this. I wanted an MC that is a demon. Like
a demon.
Like an actual, you know how demon characters are always, this, I hate it that, like, nobody talks about, like, earth conservation, anything. Everybody just going to the forest, killing demon beasts and taking their magic cards. And I'm just there, like, this, I don't know. It's like, you're very aware that
you want the character to be a demon beast, not a demon.
Yeah, a demon beast.
Okay, because demon is plenty. There are plenty MCs that.
No, there's a difference from Asur. See, there's a difference from, like, I don't want an MC that's ever been human. Like, maybe I don't know. The demon beast is always like the MC's good brother. And the only place you can get a good cultivation, funny enough, the only cultivation novel that I read where the MC was a demon was actually a BL one.
No, I've read a couple of stories where the MC is a demon beast. The problem is,
give me an example.
It's almost never in a cultivation set. Either is a kobold or is a goblin or is a
okay.
And then they now have to evolve and devour. But cultivation demon beast gunga, where demon beasts are actively hunting you for your core, and you have to.
I think they tried to do that in one of the Dodo Dalu ones, but I don't know. He's going to end with one of those bullshits. He forgives all human beings and all that rubbish. Like I feel like with all in these stories, I don't think human beings deserve to be forgiven.
Honestly, the only problem is it will be hard to relate to your human readers if the person now starts a purge.
No, like that's what they call it. Everybody who reads those novels is one of those. I'm not like the others. They'll be like, yeah, this is a different MC. This is a whatever MC.
Honestly, it cannot be helped. But yeah, if I'm going to talk about tropes I like, you have to be innovative. You have to be different. You have to make, you have to move forward. There has to be lots of enlightenment, and there has to be body tempering. I love body tempering.
Yes, I do. Because all the one when you are flowing,
bullshit.
They're not flowing. I don't do pretty boys. Like,
let your hair be as hard as steel. Let your steps rumble the world.
And
That's how
I
you
hate,
know that
I
you are
hate the one
strong.
I particularly hate is like, I don't want to believe that this pretty boy with like they like to do this whole like obsession with breaking down people who are brawny, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Is it my fault that you look pretty? Like, I don't like this whole the energy is internal. I'm pretty like a girl. I've literally had an author describe somebody as I'm pretty as a girl. I'm pretty as a girl, but like there's internal energy and blah 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 blah. And the obsession, we've not got to the part with it. But have an MC that is actually muscular, man.
More what?
Muscular. Like for example, like they always talk about like boy, they always talk about abs, but like the energy is like they have skinny boy abs. They never talk about like somebody who put an effort into like improving their body.
Yeah, the thing is, maybe it's their own standard of beauty. You know, all these Asian people, you never almost find bodybuilders among them.
IFBB Pro is starting to blow in Asia.
Because all of their K-pop stars and all of
no,
them.
that's the one thing. It's like K-pop is that like in K-pop and is to appeal to younger women, and younger women often find like muscular dudes quite intimidating. Obviously, you know. Like if you market your demographic, like Justin Bieber then to Justin Bieber now, it's like the energy is different.
The energy has to be different. He's a grown man now.
And that's the thing.
A grown man.
But like, with like pop and everything, they want to keep the energy PG.
Because those boys have been doing some sexy things. I mean, I've seen them doing sexy things.
No, they are, but like the question is, they are not dating. They are keeping them pretty. The focus is on skinny boy abs. Not like the kind of body that you know that this girl just knows that abs are a good thing, but she doesn't realize that you need other body parts to have a balanced, healthy body. Honestly,
it's super weird.
So they end up having that supermodel look where like there's muscle, but there is no fat padding to lift the muscle out to give like form. There's just this gaunt, hungry human.
Honestly,
but then again, it's a standard. And in fact, and you work really hard for that body, and you have to respect individuals who work really hard for whatever to fit.
One thing I hate, one trope I hate, the trope I hate the most is revenge. The moment from the epilogue, from the prologue, if from the prologue, I can already say that
they'll kill this one's family and you have somebody to revenge them.
You went back in time because they killed your master.
They killed your girlfriend.
Down all the people and they wanted to go and start doing revenge. I will drop the book immediately.
This reminds me of Gosu. How like I like the fact that the first Gosu is a Korean manhwa that I started reading a lot of Korean cultivation novels. Like their vibe is slightly different from the Chinese ones because like even though it's like heavily influenced by Chinese, like they have like the general same like Taoist and whatever beliefs and Buddhist beliefs. Even though the vibe is like generally same, it's so much more like it's like the power levels are not that crazy. Like there's still stuff at stake at the bottom level. Like that's the reason I like Korean cultivation novels. Like there's so much at stake. It's like wuxia, but there's so much power in this for it to be wuxia. Think of like the first before the MC ascends to a higher realm level of power.
Because Gosu, that manga, the guy, the way he was affecting the environment, you could tell that this person is stupidly strong. Like how you punch and then the mountain will crumble to dust. Look out. There's a limit to martial arts, honestly. Anyways,
have you read a wuxia novel?
Wuxia novel. Give me an example because I don't really know.
The one that is most startling. The one I can remember the most. Because I know I watched the movie at one point. Was demigods and demi-devils. Demigods and semi-devils.
Nope, I did not read that.
The thing is that it's more like when you talk about powers, it's more in a religious sense, kind of. Like the first ever, like when I was looking at like what death could do, like the first ever recording of something that is supernatural was like a story about a Buddhist nun where like the first ever recorded xianxia style novel writing was like story about a Buddhist nun, and people were like, why the fuck is it a Buddhist nun? Why is it not a Taoist nun? Because at that point, the Buddhism was just starting to like go into China. So it was even surprising. It was the story of a woman in the first place, and how the nun, but then again she's a freaking nun. How the nun met a princess who was about to die, and she was like, "I'm taking this girl as my disciple," and they flew up into the sky or something. It was a very like when all the stuff that they call great classics. Like, have you ever read a great classic? I was like, what is this rubbish? This will not be considered a good book in the modern age. Human beings have advanced beyond this.
Yeah, we've evolved though. We have all evolved. A classic is one that even new readers will still be able to appreciate all of the. There's this web novel I started reading. I think novels from Royal Road. I think
they are Western novels.
They are Western novels.
But Royal Road is awesome. Like
Royal Road is awesome. Like the novels you see there, they are always beautiful. Maybe because it's natural Western readers.
Yeah, maybe it's like the way there's not this weirdness of like translation.
There's no weirdness of translation. You don't even need to edit too much because there's hardly any mistakes and anything like that. It's just great.
There's this awesome one. There's this
names you can call. That's the best. That's the most important part. They use names you can call. I honestly.
And I actually don't have a problem with the names, but like I don't like the fact that because of some things are lost in translation. I don't like the fact that there's a way we speak in Yoruba that is not properly able to be translated to English. There's this thing about the power of the name, the quality of this person's character, like what the character used to spell their name. You know, like how two names I'm going to use Japanese because they're the ones that have explained their culture the most to the rest of the world. Like, but I feel the rules apply because it's the same. They use the same writing system. You know how the names are pronounced the same way, but when you read it, it means completely different things.
Different things, yes.
Yes.
Anyways, so that's one. I think I don't even remember what I said.
And they always like to use puns, and I'm like, I cannot understand the greatness of this person's name if I don't know the characters by which you used to spell it.
Exactly. When the name actually means a different thing, like maybe death or something, and they will not mention it in one way, you do not really understand like that. Anyways, the second one is fine. You're a female MCU. That's great. That's really great. But you do not have to suffer all the time. You understand?
Yes.
You don't have to suffer all the time. I get that it's a misogynist writer that is writing your story, but still, you can still be a cool, sword-wielding
I want
badass.
a body tempering female cultivator, like, and when it is, must you be as white as paper, like okay.
All this pale as snow nonsense you are telling me is always weird. Honestly.
Like ice. And I'm like, if you met a human being that looked like ice, won't you run away? Even like Scandinavians that are so white, we can see the blood under their skin. Do you want somebody that looks like ceramic?
Honestly, white as snow. Hey, oh girl, when you are not sick. Anyways, on top of female MCs again, it is when they are not trying to pursue love interest that I used to get annoyed. Oh, Jesus Christ. I used to get annoyed. Because it's like, if you do not have any sex, ordinarily you saved your life. Your heart is now beating. Your heart is now doing this. Your heart is now doing that. And this is the person that burnt down your village. I don't understand. Make it make sense. Make it make sense to me.
I think I also have that problem with like a lot of, because right now I'm currently on an aggressive Korean josei manga binge. Like, they're all fucking isekai. They're all fucking in European settings, and all the girls have flowing long hair and weirdly colored eyes. I have read like 20 in over the last 2 days, and I don't know why they excuse trash behavior of men. Like, I get you like the stoic cold guy, but this person isn't cold. He's abusive. He's not cold. Honestly, he's abusive.
Toxicity in the relationships is too much. You have to be able to know that I deserve better now. Not because this guy is a prince or whatever. Get out, Joe. What nonsense is this? It's disgusting me. How can you say that?
Okay, there's one thing that I really hate. I don't like when harem isn't done well. Like, as a Nigerian woman who has heard like older Nigerian women speak, like people who get married for like profit, they get married for somebody to take care of them. They often don't mind being in a situation where like there are multiple wives. But I hate it when they try to create an illusion that all your wives are just in love with you and at the same time are willing to share. It doesn't work that way. It's often a situation of these women understand that they are here for profits, they are here for protection and stability, and they don't mind being here for your indulgence. That is how real world case scenario of harem is. I don't like the situation where, and they don't develop their female side characters. Like, yes, the best girl is going to be powerful, but like she's just always this one. It's always the girl that is a cultivation requirement is that she needs to be a virgin. Why are you obsessed with girls that their cultivation insists that they must be virgins? Are they not other girls?
She's going to be part of a female-only sex that are always virgins, and if you disvirgin them, the sex master will try and kill you, or
and she will lose all her power.
Sex, or she will lose all her power. And I'm like, you are very stupid.
You don't see a babe that is whose power is focused on absorbing energy from men.
Absorbing young essence from men.
But there's always that babe. But those girls don't qualify for the harem. They always like they ended up bagging them and they're never
the MCs. They're never the MCs.
They're never best girl in quotes.
You see, the thing is, I want to have an MC where she's where she's fucking around. And all these fine boys that are doing, I can get you, she will fuck them, take their cultivation, and leave. That's the kind of person I can relate with. That all of you are mad at me. Okay, you want to force yourself on me? Fine. Oh yeah, go. I will give you supernatural STD.
Okay, funny enough, the one time where I see relatable, actually good female characters is often in fucking BL cultivation. Like, what the actual fuck?
Because all these boys love people. They are not trying to make the
female
woman...
writers.
Exactly. It's from a female writer. I don't know why females are so interested in gay love. I really don't know.
What I call it, it's disrespect of individuals, actually. How do I put it? A lot of people often sit in a situation where I can do horrible shit to somebody, but I cannot relate to this person. That's why a lot of like yaoi style novels have aggressive, like older ones. Now that like yaoi is getting popular in the West, a lot of Westerners are like, Baba, you people are crazy. Stop doing that one. We're not going to buy. So like they've toned down. But if you look at older yaoi novels, there's a lot of like violence, rape, like general horribleness. And you just like, why do you want to read this? Say, well, there's no woman there. I don't feel like it's happening to me. Do you get? And I'm just saying, like, you people are horrible people. This is one of the reasons I'm just like, women are exactly like men. We just don't have the opportunities to be trash people.
Honestly, the evil is present in everybody. It's just that as a woman, you are not expected to be. Some people are just, they have the physical strength and the testosterone to back up the aggressiveness. It's much. Anyways, what else again? What else do I hate? What kind of trope do I hate? When it is badly edited, like when you can barely read a sentence and you now have to read it twice to understand it. I don't want it. Thank you so very much.
I don't even bother. No matter how much I like the story, if it's not completed for a while, I'm not selling that shit. Like, okay, maybe honestly, if I really, really want to know what's happening in the next chapter, I might. But if I can't understand it.
There was one book that I put my head down and I was just slugging through the chapters because the chapter storyline was so great and everything, and you could eventually understand kind of ish what was going on. But my God, I got tired. Jesus. Let me read now and enjoy this thing now. No, I'm not doing no. You guys can be going. Another one I do not like is when the spear is your main tool. I don't know why you will not pick a sword.
Actually,
what is wrong with you?
Chill, wait. Contrary opinion. I like it when I feel swords are overdone. I like it when it's like they have a saber.
Choose bow and arrow or saber.
How come nobody has a bow and arrow? I like it when I like Saber. I also like Spears. I'm not going to lie, but I want somebody. Coupled with the fact that I want a body tempering guy. I want a body tempering guy that uses a war hammer.
A warhammer is too impractical. You have to, okay, yes, you definitely have to be body tempering, but most of the MCs are always fast. You have to be fast, slash.
No, the reason why they're always going for the fast is because they like the stuff is for loser 13-year-olds who are just there like, oh, okay, like I mean, runs. What is like something special about it? You'll be fast. You'll be able to whip this guy. It happens in shonen. It happens in American comic heroes. Okay, not comic heroes. Comic heroes are always hot. It's always like it happens in like American YA fantasy, but not necessarily like DC comics. Like lead comics they don't like, but it happens in YA fantasy. It happens in everything that targeted towards young men that feel inadequate. It's always, well, you're not strong, but you're smarter than all these muscular people. I want a muscular person that is smart.
Honestly, it's possible. The only problem is whenever strong, slow guys meet fast guys, it always ends badly for the strong, slow guys.
This is why I like Yami. I like Yami from Black Clover. Like darkness is slow, so he went to find how to use a fucking sword.
Well, it's true. You could always see. I always think that if you're going to be big and strong, you should obviously have like a small domain or a gravity something around you that will slow down whoever comes close to you. If you come close to me, and the moment you enter my range, it don't do for you be that though. A lie. But if it's not from range, you now have all the time to be blocking it. Yeah, bow and arrow from half exactly ahead. That's another reason why
the arrow when it comes
are not popular. Tournament stages are never that big enough for you to be enjoying bow and arrow.
But I also and also want like Talisman Emperor. He didn't really use Talisman like that. Have you read Talisman Emperor?
True. I'm just like,
why the fuck are you now called it Talisman? Oh yeah.
He only used it in specific. I think when he wanted to form his Dao, he now all the elements he learned, he now reduced them to talisman form. And that was great. But he never really, I wanted him to write death and then the word would just bam, hit somebody and that person would die immediately.
Like I love the fact I like the idea of like you can write a talisman in the air. Or like I like the fact of like circles. Like the way I imagine like modern talisman, I know like the Chinese talisman is written on a rectangular paper with red ink and whatever. But like they can always use the principles of magic circles and add it to talisman.
Exactly. And if you put runes and talismans together and whatever.
No, they don't even need runes now. There is already like runic in structure now. Their language is already runic in structure.
You can make a spell that is based off of talismans. All of your spells will be like that. You just do one talisman, two talismans, and you have an ice spear, firebolt. The ground is doing whatever you want.
Then there's one thing. I think it was from Desert Era that I started. I like when they use words like because I think it's really related to the language. I like when they just say that they just use like Tian. Tian means mountain or is it God? I don't know. Tian means like they're always using Tian. And it's, like the world was created when he mentioned this word. And like there's this giant imprint of a mountain in the shape of this word. Like the mountain range formed this word when you look at it from above.
Exactly. So it's like a natural talisman. So all of these things, I like it when they say they observe the world and then they use that observation to create the cultivation system. Yes. So it's like returning to nature and all of that. It's great.
Funny enough, one of these reasons why I really got into it, there's this Western high fantasy novel by Brandon Sanderson. Like, I swear, Xianxia has made me kind of stupid. I can't sit down and complete the Western high fantasy. Okay? I need to go back to reading like Brandon Sanderson because like the Stormlight archives have gone far. So there's this one book by Brandon Sanderson called Elantris, in which for some reason the powerful people, like normally you wake up and you become the magic starts flowing into you. But all of a sudden, where the glorious magic people used to stay became rotten and disgusting. So instead of waking up one day and you become glorious and magical and you're perfect. You wake up one day and you're covered in swords. So they now go and hide those people like within the world where the magical people used to stay before they fell and their skin became scaly and disgusting. So the main character is a prince who woke up one day and he became disgusting. And it turns out, like, after all the research and everything, it turns out, oh yeah, and there's crazy churches. You need to read Elantris. But it turns out that the magical vein that is preventing, like, the energy of the world has been broken. So, like, the giant rune in that the world is, there's something that is destroying that character. So when somebody had to go and rewrite the character, and then the magic was able to properly flow, and all those disgusting people became like glorious and beautiful. Because normally you're supposed to wake up glorious and beautiful, but because magic isn't flowing properly, you wake up nasty.
You see, that's the thing with novels. The world is your oyster. You can write anything and everything you want, honestly. I think one trope I like the most is when the MC gets access to space very quickly. I love it. Just teleporting, you cut through space slash, I love it. Love it so much.
But which ones do you think had the MCs had the best DAO?
Best DAO is usually DAO of freedom. It can be applied to anything at all.
No, like that's your own personal, like when you want to write, like, but like the ones that you've read, and like, wow, this DAO is.
There was one MC that was really into DAO of slaughter. He was killing too much, Jare. There was one that was into DAO of talismans. That one he did not.
He wasn't even really his DAO. He wasn't serious about.
He did not use it. He did not, did not show us how truly great something could be. DAO of space is too common. Everybody has DAO of space. DAO of void. Aha! Now we are talking.
They never really encompass like the word like that DAO. Like the only main characters I feel that actually do that are the Desert Era main characters. But they follow mythos too much. So they end up being like, dare I say, goody two shoes. Like they have this like self-righteous vibe to them. Like the DAOs of the images, like IT's main characters. They have like, I don't know. It's like they don't know how to walk the fine line between somebody who is trying to understand the world and build like and eventually go to the top of the world. They don't know how to make that line in between somebody who is always right and just there's good, there's bad, straight line, and somebody who's just fucking crazy and wants to fuck everybody. Like they don't know how to properly walk that line.
All of the MCs that are supposed to be good guys always do very bad things.
Yes, and they always try to create, and I'm like, it doesn't work that way. I've noticed it, especially the newer one.
After the person has done the bad thing, they not try to explain it away, like he did what he had to do.
He didn't do any stupid shit what he had to do. He wanted to steal, so he tried to go and cause an interesting drama. And I'm like,
I think this
thing I particularly hate is like they'll get to a more powerful place. And I'm like, you cannot say with the level of DAO and understanding these people have that they will be this petty. That's one thing I really like about RMJI. It got to a certain level of power that I was like, nah, the people are legitimately not petty in Record of Immortal Journey to Immortality. It got to a certain level of power that pettiness just disappeared. You just realized that people had a direct goal, like they had a plan for what they wanted from you, and they're willing to let him go. Like they don't know you before. Like if they honestly they don't know you before, so why should they be carrying your matter on top of their head? If they are trying to steal something from you, they're honest. They want to steal it. If they see that you're more powerful than them, or they see that okay, this fight is to end up with us being heavily injured, they will leave the matter alone. This is what you expect when you reach a certain level.
They will run away. They will run. You always see your life is always more important. That's the truth. Your life is always more important.
That's why I never understand these other stories where they are so obsessed with like the main character. Like one clown master is obsessed with one random chick that you saved, and they just want to know your life. Like when this was start from? Like it's not possible for you to hate somebody to a certain passion. But then again, I think it comes from like the feudal history of like China like Korea, because I noticed in Korea stories, like even in modern like stories, they have this weird obsession that clan masters just want to torture the poor and rape women anyhow, or just carry somebody and torture them or whatever.
I think the thing is, these people, they expect the worst out of humanity all the time. So they don't expect that somebody will be raised in a home where they are loaded, they are given everything they want, they can do everything they want, they are never corrected, all of this. Sure, you turn out to be a nasty human being, but doesn't mean you become a sadistic human being that will now start enjoying inflicting pain on others. It's much now. It's like no now. Hey. The only thing I can understand is if you are raised by a sadistic human being as well, and you are now being exposed to your daddy beating the maids, cutting their heads off, doing whatever they like.
And I swear, it's always the Jose that is particularly guilty of this one. And I'm just there like, fuck. The thing is that I'm going to send you links to non-exclusive like cultivation novel. I mean explicit BL cultivation novels. Not that I'm trying to get you to read BL or any of that shit. Like it's just you know that these two people end up together, but they're not romantic at all. It's mostly about the cultivation. Like you know how like when I'm just like, oh, the way they write the characters and the story and the explanation of how this thing happened, you're just like, okay, this makes sense. Versus when somebody is trying to be an overly sexual harem, because censorship actually does help in a situation where you're like, okay, I cannot write anything explicit because of censorship, so I'm going to write an actual good story. Now when they're like, oh, we're not censoring this stuff, so rape all the women you want, torture all the people you want.
What is the next question, girl?
Now, is there any one story that you see that like has literally like, I won't say change your life because none of them will actually, because they all have this fanfiction and everything. So it's like any one story that is like, this is a fucking, like this makes sense. This could have been more.
Paragon of sin. I keep saying that paragon of sin because in this case, you know how the MCs are always doing as if the world is things are falling in pleasant places for them. They have the MC Gongon, the actor MC Gongon can recognize these idiots that the world has blessed. Okay? That they will be doing some stupid shit that will get them killed. But the world will not influence, like, take for example, you insult somebody that is 3 stages higher than you. You actually attack him. But instead of him to kill immediately, the world will not influence that person to not let you go and not set a bounty for you because they want you to suffer and run for the rest of your life and all that bullshit. So whenever the MC is in all those kind of situations, they will not put in glaringly all these plot holes that all these normal novels used to do, and they'll just be like, hey, blood of Jesus. Hey. And his own is that he can identify where luck is.
So you guys see it.
He will always steal it from the MC. The thing is, one, the heavens cannot see him. That's his own bloodline of sin. The heavens cannot see him. So they cannot influence him. So his own is like, he's like a black hole. Whenever he now starts interacting with these blesseds, he will end up taking what is originally their own until eventually their luck runs out. Because MCs die. They die a lot. Plot armor can only take you so far. But the problem is, these guys are actually really, really fucking smart. The deception, the lying, the schemes, the plots, the thinking 3 steps ahead. Because these MCs, I don't know why. Because things always work out well for them. They don't develop any sense
of intelligence.
They don't develop any sense at all. It's always fight me face forward. Who the face forward help? Face forward did not help me anything. Why must I face you to fight you? That's how that one went to be fighting somebody. I've stolen everything you have and I've gone. You can be fighting on. We fight on law. And the way the heavens are so unfair. They're so unfair that somebody that ought to die,
and the funny is, it's always all of them say, fuck the heavens, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, where is your luck coming from? It's not the heavens.
Where is your fucking love coming from? So his own the bloodline of sin allows him to estimate how much love these individuals have. And by then you cannot tell that this person will be impossible to kill. Don't bother yourself. Just be going. Honestly. There was one time he actually put his mind to it that he blocked every single method the world tried to use to get this guy to go scot-free. He did not let him go. He killed him, gone.
And
the heavens struck him. He killed him, and the heavens gave him one divine heavenly punishment thunder that was supposed to wipe him immediately from death. The problem was that he now had absorbed all of the blessed person's love. So he survived it. He even survived with surplus. So it was a good trade-off. The only problem now is for
but
you
then
to be
again,
able to have that blood.
The people he's killing, the people he loves, are they bad? No.
You see, that's the thing. If you are a blessed person, nobody cares if you are a good person or a bad person. Like this one now, fine. You have a problem with a clan member that is the young master of everything. You now decide to wipe out the entire family.
Isn't that not so much?
Everybody. No. And the MC is always, okay, fine, you're in my way, I will kill you. But only you, nobody else. That's his own principle. Many times, somebody has come, should I kill this boy's father? No, it's not my problem. But this MC like this, he came, let me call him Wei Yin. Yes, that's the guy. He wanted to get married to this girl. He's not really married like that, but you know, he wanted her to be his bride. He didn't want it. It was just things happened. But she now had this friend of ours that was the blessed, and that one
Was it a she person?
No, he. So that one, the blessed.
I don't know blessed women.
Oh, they are blessed women. No. The blessed woman, the only blessed woman was one that came back from time. And the thing is, when he noticed it, the world went asunder. Time stopped for everybody else but him. And the heavens literally split open. And the thing is, it actually hurt the heavens themselves because it was like going against their own very laws. And they did it just so that this person can have a head start and fulfill one useless destiny of some shit like that. And I was like, this is so unfair. How can you go against the very laws of death and you bring this person back in time? Now he has to start accounting for a reincarnator that he cannot find. He does not know what she looks like, whether it's a he or a she. He just knows that this person is back and has the knowledge of the future. So he now has to intentionally do things that he will not do usually, just to throw everything off so that it becomes unpredictable, so that they don't come and take things that belong to him. And he's been doing it to great success. Normally he's a scheming guy, but now he's just, I will fight you. He will beat the person. He will not be dabaruing the whole future for this person. And it's been working out great so far, but you know, the heavens will cheat. The heavens will always cheat. You have to get used to it. Anyway, I shall love it because it's like really down to earth. And I love the way he fights with his saber. Once he removes that saber like this, somebody must die, Sha. I don't really know again. But there has to be blood. There has to be blood. You understand? You are running, I run with you. You are hiding, I hide. Anyhow, Sha, come and feed my saber, please. I love that conviction. You understand? You don't just come and say, I will fight you, you change your mind and you leave. No. By the time he has drawn the saber, we have reached the point of no return between you and I. You have a dark protector. Okay, that's fine. I will kill him. I will kill you before he intervenes. And he did it. He killed him. He cut his soul. He cut his xianxia. He cut his spiritual energy. He cut his martial cultivation. He cut his karma. He cut him everything in one stroke. He cut everything that exists about him. I loved it. You're very stupid. Get out. Fuck you. Anyhow, Sha, that's like the novel that changed my life. That and City of Terror. I was like, yes, this is how you write a proper novel. You don't just write things like that. If somebody is lucky, tell us that the person is lucky, that is working, that the world is moving for him. Then we know that there's no how you walk into a forest and you find this herb you are looking for. people have been looking for. Does that make sense? Tell us you are lucky. You are lucky. So yes, that's the story. That's the novel, Jerry. This rain, I don't even understand why it's raining so much.
It's not raining. It's just
natural cats and dogs.
It's RMJ has finally ended, and everybody's like, oh, okay, start the what? And people are like, no, let's just leave it where he ascended because part 2 is trash.
Wait, what is IMJ?
RMJI, Record of Immortals Journeys Immortals.
Oh yes. I don't even think I finished that thing, sir. I think I got to a point where he was already so close to the end of the journey. The problem with Tim is I like the fact that he struggled a lot. You know,
I like the fact that his stuff doesn't have any. You know, that it was in the last chapter that he actually fixed his the only mad thing is that he has his magic jar. It was not in this before I ascended, like 2 chapters before I ascended, that it turns out his stuff is broken. That he's supposed to have a vile spirit. The vile spirit is in another realm. So we're gonna fix it. And that thing is only useful in the immortal realm.
Yes, that's it. That's the one thing I love about it. He did not have talent. He used hard work and perseverance, and the heavens just gave him one piece of one artifact, and he used that thing to change his life. I'm sure if they gave that thing to another different person, that one will still die. He will still have died. Do you know how many precautions he had in the beginning? So many precautions. People will not know anything. He had to learn alchemy. He had to learn all these things just so that people will not take his property from him. So very cautious, so very hardworking. That's a human being you can go beyond. Not some mumu person. You say your wife was kidnapped, and there are people 3 stages higher than you. You now run. No plan. No
but he did fight with some people like a few stages above him, but he didn't fight them head on. He went to go and destroy them. Before he fought them, he made sure he destroyed their palace defenses, all this stuff that like if it not happen, we have opportunity.
Exactly. You set things up in your favorable position. You have sense. Once people see you have sense, they can know that okay, they
didn't make him OP until the last 10, 20 chapters when you're just like, okay, and I like the fact where he's literally very powerful. They let the MC enjoy the fact that he is powerful. Not that you will now go to another higher realm and you become a dog and you'll be running everywhere. And I'm just like, is it not stressful? Like, let this person enjoy the fact that he's at the top of the realm for a while.
That's why I think I stopped reading Birth of the Demonic Sword. Birth of the Demonic Sword, he reached the peak. He now ascended to the immortal realm. Then this person that could do so many things before, he could cover the entire earth with his spiritual sense. All of a sudden, he's now a small boy. Useless, smaller boys.
And that's the reason why I like Kenny RMGAI. Like when he ascended to the spirit realm as a deity transformation, there were people that they made sure to tell you that in the spirit realm there are people that are weaker than deity transformation. The people that are born here, they are not born at deity transformation. They are born normal people. It's just that it's easier to call.
Yeah.
So it's setting them.
It's easier because there's lots of key and sense key and all the other keys
in the air.
Key is plenty.
So he wasn't just like dead fish. When he even messed up and he lost his powers, he still had his body tempering stuff. So he looked like a normal body like he lost all his powers when he went to spirit realm. He still had his normal body tempering stuff, and he was able to get a job as a guard for a mortal family in the spirit world.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Mad. I'm sure that did not last.
No, he didn't last, obviously. Like he always repays the people that he owes them. But it's not like I'll die for you. It's just like you owe me stuff, I'll give you whatever you did. No, I mean. It didn't last, but he helped them defend the city. Like he told them point blank that I cannot fight this thing. I will help you protect your daughter, but if all of you die, yeah. And he did. The girl's entire family died, but he gave out the small child that he was with. He gave out to her father's family. Her father's family was demon beast. Like she was half phoenix, half human. The human family died, so he gave her to the demonic family. They should take care of her.
Yeah. She'll be okay.
She'll be okay. She became like, her father was like the head of phoenixes, so she quickly rose up and everything. And he doesn't. And the thing is that there are some people that he doesn't necessarily kill, whether it's men or women. Like, he just doesn't kill them because it's not necessary. Like, people are not pets. That's one thing I like about RMGI.
That's
people are not
that's
pets.
the thing. You don't kill everybody. That's another thing I like about we in the paragon of sin. It's not everybody you kill. Some people you embarrass and you leave them. You humiliate them, you go.
That's the one thing. Like, Jose is also fond of this thing. I'm keep on using Japanese terms because I don't know the Chinese terms. Like, women are just vicious. Jesus. Like, you don't torture somebody and kill them just because they are annoying. Like, they didn't attempt to poison you. They are just annoying.
Honestly, they did not even make an attempt on your life. All they are doing is just talking trash. And then you should talk your own trash. Exactly. There was one time somebody was talking trash to you, and then you don't show them that, I'm your senior, and then you demote them. Finish. You demote them to one stupid job that they will hate for the rest of their life in that sector. And that's the end. You understand? You don't now go on a murder massacre something. I don't like it. Why will you kill it or something? In fact, the one time that we decided to go on a porch was because he just felt like, I need to show these people something. So honestly, he's been looking for a scapegoat. The thing is, he's not a good person. He does not like to believe that he's a good person. He will do whatever he needs to do to get it done. So if you are the unfortunate person that comes in his way, and then now unfortunately also has to kill to make a point, he does that. So the moment he got this entire family that he used his own authority, he did not even lift a finger. He just ordered all of them to be exterminated. And that's what they did. The set moved. They exterminated this faction within the set, and that was all. And everybody gave him his respect. Nobody moved funny again. If you are even a little bit related to him, they know that, okay, let me give you your own respect. Let me not even talk anyhow to you. And that was it. After that, nobody again, because there's no need. A word is enough for the wise. You understand? All these ones that is every act, you are finding another family to wipe out. Kilo day. It's only you. Calm down, John. Just you are a serial killer. Let's be honest. You are a serial killer. Honestly, you are a serial killer. That one. The one that pained me the most was was it Marshall God Ashura, where the writer was writing how he killed babies or something. Guy.
I'm not sure what Asura is just disturbing. And the thing is that he considers rape as a viable punishment to female villains.
Honestly, obviously, honestly, I don't think rape would have been. If there was a true cultivation society where they were archaic, at the same time full of spiritual energy to be cultivating people, and the mortals were now left as mortal people, I have a feeling that slavery will be a thing. I don't doubt that slavery will be a thing, and then raping
and furnaces and cultivation furnaces.
Cultivation furnaces.
I just like the way that Record of Mortal's journey is that it's not a particularly good or reverting. Like, it's in some parts it's more slice of life than even cultivation. Because Harley is a dead guy.
The dead guy. Did he even get a girlfriend?
He's married.
He's married.
And that is the companion that took his virginity when he was like 17 or something. She was a core formation. He was foundation. And she absorbed his. He got back. Like, and now he has been his Dao companion for the entire series. There have been other women that are like entangled with him. There's even one, like, there's his Dao companion, there's the main side chick, and they're like 3 women he sees as sisters, but they're into him. So there are just 2 women he's actually having sexual relations with. Then there are 4 women that are in love with him, but he sees them as his younger sisters.
They should they should be okay. They will move on in Jesus' name. Yeah, you see, that's how a harem is. You know, the good thing about it is we need to have sort of a harem or something. But the problem is, he's not going up and down to marry anybody or give anybody any promises or anything like that. The thing is, I think there was one time he was even captured by elves. He was faking it. They could not hold him. But he just saw this girl and he liked her immediately.
What kind of bullshit? Do you know which ones do you prefer? Which ones do you prefer? MCs that are obviously hoes, or MCs like all those like shonen star MCs where everybody likes them but they can't figure it out because they are so focused on cultivation. And the author makes sure that
I like
no wait, let me finish. The author makes sure that there's an aphrodisiac in quote somewhere that just happens that makes the
exactly
MC
that will now make them that's stupid. When you're a man, it's not as if you removed all of your testosterone. Why would you not like women? I like it. He liked this girl. So when he was not breaking out, showing himself, doing everything, he just kidnapped her and was great. And when her parents came, he said, okay, fine, I will not kill you on account of this girl. And it was great. And I was like, madam, you've been sleeping for a week now. Are you going to open your eyes? I know you are awake. She opened her eyes. He now told her 1 or 2 things. I am this, I am that. I can give you this, I can give you that. Will you enter my bed? Yes, I will give you this. No, I will set you free. What do you want? I like that. I like that. I like that. He just came straight away. He's a hoe. He wants to fuck you, but he's not going to force himself on you. There was this slave like this that had this favorable physique.
Favorable?
Okay. Favorable physique. And I was like, madam, I can set you free because normally my boys are supposed to run a train on you. They will use you, and you will die. Or you could do consensual sex with me. And
that one is not a choice. That is not a choice. That is not a choice.
That was not a choice. That was not a choice. And she now used that thing to load it over him even after he had now gone far in life. She came again. She somehow came and was like, you force yourself on me, blah, 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 blah. And our guy was not trying to explain. Oh, I gave you a choice now, blah, 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 blah.
It was not a choice.
Fine. Oh yeah, I am now rich, I now have all these things. And you look like somebody who is fiercely independent. Because you know the worst thing is, she was talking to him, but the person she now went to choose to her next lover was not another blessed that was having useless harems up and down. Okay, fine. You want to be the main character of your own story, not somebody else's wife, Abby. Because it's only in this boy's story that I've seen that the women actually want to take charge, that they actually want to become strong enough to protect themselves. And I was shocked. I was like, hey, you are not okay with just being a trophy wife. Are you serious?
Okay,
wow.
there was this, I noticed there are 2 types of stories. Like, there's either the one where the girl, like the male wife, is evenly matched and they want to focus on her development, or the main antagonist is evenly matched to the she person and they want to focus on her development. And there's one in which she's just like protecting them, carrying them and everything, and all this kind of situation. Like, it's not, the 2 of them are not properly developmentally, like they're still fucking, they still make sure the female characters are fucking stupid, but like they find a way. There's always a distinct between hoes in the harem and, in quotes, wives that will become powerful. Like there's this one, I mean, it's not a particularly good story, it's actually kind of mediocre, but it starts with he has had 3 true loves in his life, in his like journey to the end. He actually married one. The first true love was before he even reached his xianxia level. This was a demon beast. She was going to like consume his energy and everything, but she ended up not. The reason why she wanted to consume his energy is because there's a cultivator that stole her yin energy and then killed her clan after he promised he was going to marry her and all that bullshit. But like they came together, respected each other, but she had to die. She died saving him. So when he now moved to a bigger sect with the cultivator that ruined her life, he ended up killing that cultivator that ruined the life of first but he first formed and tried to be faithful with that guy because the guy took him to the set. He met a younger girl that looked exactly like the fox demon beast that he first fell in love with. Like, not with it, they had the same energy. Like her. So then that one, her popsy was against them, blah blah blah. Then towards the end, she separated from him and she chose somebody else. Then he killed the guy she chose. It was kind of like a whole big drama. Then he now moved on and met, like, he's the only one I know that his main love interest and is like his main love interest is not a human. His main love interest is a dragon. So he fell in love with this dragon girl and he now moved. The two of them ascended to heaven. He has actively married the dragon chick. But the other chick, like the younger chick, it turns out that she was a phoenix. Everybody was like, the same way you got rid of the fox demon chick, get rid of this second chick. Like, we've accepted the dragon chick as our own. We've accepted the dragon chick as our wife. Get rid of this crazy, but no, the uncle keeps on bringing this chick like everywhere, finding a way to raise her power level. And I'm like, fuck this chick, get her out. Like, we don't like her. I was like, but no, like, found a way to make her ascend. Like, at first, like, okay, she was greatest upon the heaven. She has surpassed her. Like, in the small island where their initial sex was, she was the daughter of one of the 7 swords of whatever. He left their continent, moved to a bigger continent, to bigger cultivation, became a prince in that continent. That's how somebody took her away from the sword sex he was and became the queen of the demon beast, like a phoenix woman descended from the sky and took her as queen of the demon beast. So now they are on equal levels in the continent. Okay, he ascended into the immortal realm. That's how she showed up again. It turns out that, but this how she showed up was that it turns out that what the phoenix does is that she has like 20 eggs. She keeps one and hatches that egg, then puts the other eggs in the lower realm where they absorb energy, world queer, world energy. Then those eggs are now absorbed by the main daughter. So it's actually just unfortunate that the egg cracked and it was found by the Dao couple in the small continent. The egg cracked and the baby came out instead of the situation where they are just dead eggs that the main child that is kept by the phoenix queen in the immortal realm will consume. So somebody came from the immortal realm to pick her up so that the main child can consume her. That's how I met her again. I was like, you met somebody with great power that they are alive for thousands of years. Remember, he's older than this chick. Like, she's just a hope for older women. Like, his main wife is like about 200 years older than him. The first chick he ever loved was about 100 years older than him. So the one chick that were like, okay, it's kind of younger than him. Turns out that she's an immortal that has been alive for thousands of years. But like, they put eggs. So it was 17 years ago when they were on the mortal realm that's cracked and created a child and everything. So she now realized that she has been absorbed. So she found a way to like break out her consciousness from these chicks, from the immortal and make her the main consciousness. That's how that one got powerful. When they got back to their mother, because technically they are sisters, how the mother has one egg, world queen, but her she was, instead of becoming just a vessel for energy, she accidentally had. So technically, she's sisters with the immortal because they are from the same mother, just that they were meant for different purposes. She made her like made sure that her and the mother were 50-50 inside her body. Like, that's how power up again. They met again. It turns out like the Jade Emperor's wife has taken her as disciple and merged the two sisters into one ultra powerful being. Now they're immortal emperors. And I'm just like, we're tired of this chick now. Like, he has married the dragon. The dragon is awesome. She can fight. She has muscles. She's cool and she has white hair and she's muscular and awesome. He has married her and she has caught up with him because she has finally gotten a legacy that is equal to his own. So there's no more. They're equal they're evenly matched. Why are you still dragging this other chick? No, they want to drag her by force by fire. And I'm just there right now. She's currently more powerful than the dragon chick, but like just by a step. The dragon chick is an immortal king. She'll soon become an immortal emperor. But that other chick that they've been dragging from the beginning, I'm like, the same way you dropped the demon girl, why can't you like grow up? I like the scene where he fought with her new husband. Like when they saw the mother father was like, this person I picked for my daughter, get out. When he fought her, she chose to stay with the guy that her father chose. She was like, I've grown up, I'm no longer into you, blah blah blah. Let this love die. Everybody was like, good. Why does the author keep on dragging this chick to every realm that we are going to? Like, stop giving her power-ups that don't make sense. Like, abandon her. I don't know. But apparently she's going to be like the secondary woman, like obviously. The author just insisted that there must be 2 wives by force by fire. We are satisfied with 1. Leave this chick alone. Okay, there's a second wife that we actually want. This is one that I actually like this second wife because she has been in his head. The legacy that he got Monkey King's legacy. The legacy that she got the legacy before him, but like she died. So she was absorbed by the weapon, by the staff. She was absorbed by the staff to protect her soul. So there was like an entire journey that him getting powerful enough to revive her back to life. That was like, she helped him learn a lot of stuff. She helped him do a lot of stuff, but she was in his head. And so it was just like, now that he has revived her back to life, okay, we are ready. We accepted the dragon lady, we accepted the girl in your head. We don't want to accept this Phoenix woman that you keep dragging through all the stages. Like, we don't like her. Take her away. Like, literally all the comments under this, every time she shows up, I was like, why the fuck did she show up? Why did Nangongwe show up? Like, why the fuck did she show up? Nobody fucking likes her. But like, she's going to be part of the world, so unfortunately, it's part of the harem. And the author has just said that, like, whatever the fuck, we are keeping her in.
I don't think it's even possible to be immortal and be with only one person. It's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be hard, especially if the 2 of you like different things. What if you want to go and explore a new world or something, or you want to go to battle?
The thing is that they go now. He goes. Like, obviously, it's not if you don't have friends. It has actual friends who are not his Dao companion. So if the Dao companion wants to stay in the house, go with your friend.
And if you find another girl that's your spec, and you can go and do.
No.
You can just like because like Zeus now. Zeus is a business pervert.
The thing I like.
I want to like Zeus, but
no, there's no way he's not. No, he's a horrible person.
A horrible person. That's what happens when you don't have any accountability. There's nobody that can touch you, nobody can do anything to you. You just do whatever you like.
Okay, I'm going to send you a link to 2 non-explicit cultivation novels. I think the storyline is good. You just know that the main character and his best friend are into each other. So just know that. But the storyline is actually, like, there's a lot of characterization, there's a lot of whatever. Then you just keep the side stories at the end. But the side stories at the end are just nasty. Because the story is actually good. Actual fighting, actual character development, proper look at mythology, good writing generally. I'm going to recommend Heaven Official's Blessing and Heavenly Official's Blessing and Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I think the first one should be Heavenly Official. It's short, and that's the thing I like about like they're always less. They're less than 200 chapters.
For the end of the novel.
Yeah, it has been a personal code of conduct.